and gentlemen, welcome to Fashion Avenue News TV, where only the best will do. Today, we have an absolutely amazing and interesting guest for you. But before we speak to our guests, we have to say hello to our sponsors. We'll be right back in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Fashion Avenue News TV. I'm your host, Sophia Davis, the Queen of Press and Media. And I want to welcome the Queen Diva herself, the director, the Diva, the May West of May West, the Miss Sexy, Miss Andrene Williams. Andrene, welcome to the show. How are you?
I am great, and I'm so thankful for this opportunity. You're always presenting these awesome opportunities to me. I just want to say thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to speaking to you today.
Well, I am so glad to have you on the show because we all know that Miss Andrine is a busy woman. She has a company, she does a lot of things. But before we get into all of that, let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
Talk a little bit about you in fashion. What made you interested?
What made me interested in fashion was it was an interesting story. I used to work in a hospital, and Velvet Toy, I think her name was coming to visit her father who was had hip surgery. And she said to me one day, she says, "Girl, you belong on a runway." At that time, I never even knew such thing about plus size girls being on a runway. But she kept on saying it over and over, just like you. When something is being told to me over and over, I start listening. So I said, okay. So it
Mhm.
was strange because it didn't take place until 3 years later. And then to fast forward it, 3 years later, I did a show with her. I met Lonnie Cisco. And then during Lonnie Cisco's show, this woman walking with this confidence and personality that was out of this world. And I was wondering who was this woman from BTETV. I said, she said her name is Miss Sophia Davis. And I said, well, hello. She says, hello, darling. And that's how it started. And I connected with you, and I was a little, what do you say, a flower button, right? A little flower button. And you took me and you molded me and you made me the woman I am today. And I just want to say thank you. And I'm just looking forward to the next chapter in our lives.
Well, that's amazing. And I'm so glad that we have had a over 20, 30-year friendship and we remained friends the whole time. And I think that's something to, give a start to because sometimes people are friends and then they drift off and this and that. But we always stayed in touch, even if we didn't see each other. When we did see each other, it was amazing, and now we've reunited, and you are doing wonderful things. Now, let's talk about when you were modeling. Were there any challenges as far as when you went on auditions, being a plus size model? Because plus size is, of course, welcome today. But of course, even a few years ago, it wasn't as on the runway as it is now. What were your challenges?
Oh wow, it's definitely wasn't like it is today. When we walk into the room, automatically, it's amazing how people speak with their eyes. So when we walked into the room and people saw all these luscious curves, they used to like look at corner of their eyes, like, like, where is she going? And you could feel it. You could feel what they were saying by the way they was looking at you. We wasn't like, welcome to our cast. No, it was like, where does she think she's going? So I made it my business to make sure that my confidence walked in that room before I did. So I said, okay, then wait till they get a load of this. So that was my attitude. So
Love
when I
it.
walked into a room, honey, my confidence was on high. So I walked in there head held high, and they still snarly, nose up, nose all turned up. Some of them was looking sideways. And I said in my head, honey, lights, camera, action. And I walked down that runway, did my pose, the girls are still like, bam, get a load of this, boom. And then I did my turn and walk away. And then they couldn't help but to say, who is this woman? And this is what we have to do as curvy women. We know we're not accepted, but let them see that confidence. Let them know, let that confidence just overpower them to the point that they have to say, who is she? I want to work with her. You know what I mean? So that's a barrier that we had to, knock down. And as long as you have the confidence and you have the drive, you can knock it down. Don't let nothing stop you. Go for your goal.
Well, I love it. I love the confidence that you have. I mean, I always call you Mae West, the Black Mae West, because you're a sophisticated, sexy woman and you're not just an average size, So you have to be confident, and I think, like you said, the confidence walks into the room first. Now, the question is, how did you get that confidence? Did you take training? Because sometimes confidence doesn't just come to people. It's
Mhm.
something that has to be recognized. I think we all have it. I just think you have to recognize or just come to grips with, this is who I am. So, did you ever take training or anything like that as a model?
I took a training. In fact, Lonnie Cisco sent. I live in New York, and Cisco sent me to Essex County. So I had to drive after work in the traffic, after work traffic, over that bridge, through that tunnel to get to to get to Essex County College. But you know what? I did it because it was for me. And this is why I tell models today, sometimes you're gonna end up doing things that you don't want to do. But if you're serious about your career and this is something that you really want to do, you will make that sacrifice. It wasn't easy. So I used to work with Malik. And Malik taught us, he used to call us the curvy divas, curvy girls, curvy divas. And he told us that, don't just be a model, be a special model. And he's just instilled certain things inside of us. But even prior to modeling, I was always curvy. So I've always told myself, listen, I'm unique. These are things you tell yourself. I'm one of a kind. Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm fluffy. Yes, I'm curvy, whatever word they want to use. But I'm here, honey. I've always
And you
had the
ain't going
attitude,
nowhere.
and I'm not going nowhere.
Okay. And I love that because you've always, ever since I've known you, you've always been a very confident person. I've never known you to, be insecure, So I think that that's very important because when you go out there on the runway or just in general making personal appearances, celebrity appearances, when you walk in and you're comfortable in your skin, other plus size people, not even models, but just people in general, will begin to be comfortable in their skin. So you set an
Mhm.
excellent example.
Thank
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen, today we are talking with the diva of divas. We are talking to the one and only sophisticated, sexy Mae West. But we've got to run over and say hello to our sponsors, and we'll be right back in just a moment.
Yay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Fashion Avenue News, and I have a special celebrity guest, the fabulous Black Mae West, sophisticated, sexy, Andrene Williams. And we're talking
Yes.
about her modeling career, her company, and all of the wonderful things she is doing and striving, especially in the pandemic. Now, you have a company entitled Unique Blend Models. Let's
Correct.
talk a little bit about the beginning of Unique Blend Models, and then we're going to discuss some of the changes that you're making with the company.
Okay. Uniblend model started right after I started doing runway. I started realizing that some of these models that I was meeting, they were they were walking, but they was not using the right techniques. So I used to ask them, well, who's training you? And they used to say, oh, my friend is teaching me, or I'm watching it on TV, or all different kind of sources. And I said to myself, you know what? I think I want to teach them the right way because I was taught the right way. I was taught techniques. And once you learn the technique, you don't lose the technique. So then I said, came up with the idea of Uniblend models. And the model is we come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. And when we come together, we blend beautifully. And so myself and Joanne and Tanika Sands, we all sat together and I told them, listen, let's do this. I was always kind of person that believed if opportunity doesn't present itself, you create your own. So I said, okay.
Exactly.
So I said, okay, Miss Williams, we got a job for you. And so I went on a mission. I recruited models. And at first, guys, when I first started, I was geared mostly towards plus size. That was my division. I said I could relate to ladies that's my size, and I could be able to help them and give them the confidence that I had. So I started there. But then models were complaining that they felt that they were isolated. The plus size models said that they felt that they were isolated and they felt like, they always had to do things separately. So I said, you know what? When you walk into a store, plus size, regular size, they're all in the same store. So why
Hmm.
shouldn't the runway consist of models of all shapes, sizes, and colors? And so I began to integrate the two. Started doing the regular standard size models as well as plus size. And to that day, we have been building and building and building. And through your encouragement and influence, you have been pushing me. And there's been times when I figure I can't go anymore. Like I'm at the wall and you still push me and I have to knock the wall down to get to the other side. But you know what? I don't regret it. I appreciate every single push you have given me, every single push and kick and slap.
Nothing
but
else.
it but it made me the woman I am today, and I wouldn't change a single thing because each part of my life has been an experience that I'm learning from. You
Well,
know,
I think that's fantastic. You're doing wonderful things, and I'm so proud of you of what
thank
you're
you.
doing. And you have Unique Blend models now, but you also include talent. But let's talk about the services you offer when you had Unique Blend models, the plus size people. What did you
Mhm.
offer? Like, I know you had a lot of seminars, you offered walking classes, you did photo shoots, you showed them how to walk in a gown. I mean, talk about it.
It was interesting because we used to do a lot of workshops. And then one of the things I used to focus on was gowns because you'd be amazed at how many ladies models know how to model, but when it comes to gown, they run. So I have a technique that I used to use bed sheets. I used to we used to, it was fun though because the models got a chance to pretend that they were designers. So they used to use the sheets and create like fitted gowns, trains, and everything, and it worked wonderfully. And we used to take pictures of them in their creation. But I felt we taught them how to walk in a fitted gown, how to walk in trains, how to do the figure eight, and how to do the heart shape, everything. And these are things I did it with them. We did photography classes, teach them how to pick a good photographer. We taught them about com cards, that the how important it is to have the right weight and what a com card should look like. And you've been there. You've been there right along with
Mhm.
me, teaching them these things, instilling them the skill and the knowledge that they need to push their career higher. I mean, that's the things that we did. We did so many different things: photo shoot, com cards, workshop, you name it. I did.
Yeah, and you've done a lot of wonderful photo shoots. When you said that, I wanted to jump in real quick because you've done a lot of wonderful photo shoots with like in mansions and stuff. So these models really get a good workout when they're with you. And leading to that, what are the benefits for models? that are either trained by you or not trained at all. Because of course we know they could go somewhere else, but I'm saying trained models and untrained models. What is the benefit to the model? Because sometimes models feel like I can walk and that's all they need to know how to do. But you teach more than that. You teach more than how to walk. You teach walking in, like you said, a gown, how to
Mhm.
pose in photo shoots, resume, comp card, proper things. Because when they go out into the real world audition, these are the skills that they need.
Exactly. You see, models don't understand. Um, Modeling is not just about walking down the runway, it's about selling their garments. So anybody could walk down the runway, but do you have the ability to sell that garment? So I teach the model that work for me, I teach them how to make that sale to ching
You're absolutely right.
and make the best that they themselves. And you know, because there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of other models out there. So you have to say what's going to separate you from the next model. And I teach them the skill and the knowledge that they need to know to separate them from the next model. So when they go in that room, they leave a lasting impression. And somebody say, I want that model in my show. You know, sell that garment
Excellent.
because he sells that garment or he sells that garment. And that's what I want to teach them how to do. Because I
And
remember
that's excellent because sometimes they do think it's just about walking the runway and being fabulous, doing the bend back and all of this kind of stuff. And in
make
reality, when you go out into the real world, they don't recognize that as a skill in the real world.
exactly. I remember I was working for Douglas Says. Douglas Says is another wonderful, wonderful designer. And Douglas Says told me, I was like one of the first plus size girls in his show. And he told me, he says, make sure your undergarment is okay on the bottom because if somebody wants that gown, I'm going to take it right off of you on the runway. And I remember somebody wanted that dress I had on, and he did take it. I was coming off the runway, and he took that gown right off. And I said, okay. I was so happy because I said, job done. I
That's
was very,
right. You sold that garment. And
yes.
that's amazing. Now, do you think that plus size models are going to become the norm on the runway as far as in the modeling world, in the real world? Because we know that Chanel had, I think it was three plus size models, but do you think that it's going to become the norm?
I do think it's going to become the norm because a lot of these famous celebrities are opening opportunities now. I mean, when you see it on the runway, you're like shocked, like, whoa. That means that we have made an advancement. We have made progress, but we have to continue that. You know what I mean? Don't get too comfortable. Yeah, we got one or two designers, but don't stop there. Continue to fight and continue to push. And plus size models, just because they say plus, keep that body fit, keep that body right, keep that body, you know what I mean? Plus size doesn't mean let yourself go. It means come correct, come fit, work out, keep healthy, and bring it. So we made progress, but we got a long way to go.
Well, that was leading into my next question because I'm glad you said don't just let yourself go. Because just because you're, a double digit person doesn't mean you're a plus size model or you have extra meat on you and you feel like, oh, I got extra meat, so I could be a plus size model. That's not always the case.
No.
Talk about that. Talk about being a plus size model, but you got to be fit and your hair got to be together. Your nails, you can't come in there with long claw, yellow and green. Talk
Yeah.
about it.
See, that's just it. Once we say we work at plus size models, then every woman out there that's plus size think that's they are the one. And I'm not trying to be hurtful. I'm not trying to insult anyone. But anyone that wants to come into this industry, you have to come correct. Like you said, a nice French manicure, something nice, clear color, the nails got to be right. As a plus size woman, you have to work twice as hard as a standard size model. Your
Mm-hmm.
appearance, how
Mm-hmm.
you look, how you come to a casting, what you wear, and those leggings. Make sure those leggings are nice and thick, ladies, and make sure they have some holding power to hold you in. If you have to wear proper foundation, wear the proper foundation. Make sure you look good inside out. And then come in there correct, hair done, come in there like you ready to do a photo shoot. All that. Eat right, work out, keep your body nice and trim, and look correct because you are You are a representation of you. You want to bring your best forth. And the more you bring your best, the more your opportunity increases of being booked for a gig or booked for a show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we're talking to Unique Blend Model, executive producer, publisher, and Queen Diva herself, Black May West, all of the above. We're going to run over to our sponsors, and we'll be right back in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Fashion Avenue News TV, where only the best will do. And we're talking to the fabulous Andrene Williams all about her fashion career, her training of a unique blend model, and now all of the other things that she does. Now, you do event planning, you do backstage coordinator, you are model trainer, of course. I mean, is there a job you don't do? Talk a little bit about all the other talents you have.
You told me to be the best I could be, right? That's what you told me, right? So I came prepared. I do event planning. I do weddings. I do parties. I do, yes, I do. I do so many different things. Conferences. I plan those too as well. I'm also with with the help of Fashion Mom herself. I'm also editor in chief of Unique Blend magazine, which is a lifestyle magazine. And you remember the story how that started? Do you remember?
I remember. You can tell it. You can tell it.
I
I put
remember
you up the nest.
prior to that event, we went to an event, a fashion show event one day. And prior to that event, you said to me, you know what? You know what, director? I'm not telling you what to do.
My favorite word.
Your favorite word. But then you said, I think that you should do a magazine. And then when you said that to me, I said, who? I felt like I was Scooby Doo. Who? Who? Me? Me? And you said, yes, that will give you a platform to put for your models. And I said, it was a great idea. It sounds good, but I just didn't see myself in that position. And then we was at an event one day, and I remember it clearly. And then they called you up on the microphone, and I'm sitting there just appalling, just supporting my fashion mom. Yes, yes. And then you said, and you introduced me. You said, yes, coming soon, Unique Blend magazine. I looked to the left, I looked to the right, I looked behind me because I'm trying to figure who you was talking to because I knew it wasn't me. And you're looking at me like, yes, you, yes. And I bust out laughing because I'm like, this woman think I could do this. And then sure enough, and then you went a step further. Then you went on social media, Facebook itself, and you created this movie premiere. Coming soon, Unique Blend magazine. And I said, oh my gosh.
Now you're backed up in a corner. You got to do it.
Yes. I said, oh no, she called me out. I said, she called me out. I have to come, I have to do this. I have to take on this mission. So I got myself together. You showed me the rope, what to do. And then here comes the funny part. And then you cut the rope. And I was like, why did she do this to me? Oh my God, I'm like hanging on this rope, like help, help, help. And you said, oh, well, if I drop, I know how far to go. So go ahead, drop. What you gonna do? You gonna hang on or you gonna drop? And I was so upset that day. But you know what? I'm so glad you did it because it pushed me. It pushed me to go the next step and figure out things that I needed to know. So I thank you so much for holding the rope and for knowing when to let go. Because if you didn't let go, then I probably wouldn't. I was still sitting there depending on people. One thing you always told me is to get yourself to the point that you don't have to rely on people to do things for you. I remember those words, and it's words that I live by now. If I hire somebody to do something, they better believe that if they stop doing it, I know how to do it myself. And there's
And
things that you instill in me, and you're always on my shoulder, the angel on one side, the devil on one side. And I don't forget things you tell me because it takes me a long way. What I mean, when I'm stuck and I can't figure out what would fashion mom do? What would fashion mom say? And look at me today. I'm issue number 9. It's a quarterly magazine. We're on MacCloud, and I just keep on getting better and better and better. And you still guiding me along the way. You would give me certain advice, and I have to figure out how to get it done. But that's how you improve yourself. And I just thank you.
and I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you for that. Even though it might have seemed like, like you said, I pushed you out the nest, but you know why I did that? Because I want you on your own, not even dependent on me. I don't even want to have that power over you. You should not allow anyone to have power over you. And when you are dependent on someone else, they have the power because if they don't come through, you stuck. It's
Exactly.
always important. And I try to explain this to models, photographers, anybody that'll listen. Always be in the position of power where you make the decision, not like you're relying on someone to make the decision for you. And that's always been important. And I don't even want to have that power over someone. I could have, done it and said, oh, I won't put it out this month. I want this, I want that. And, had that power. But that's not really helping the person. Helping them is doing exactly what you're doing now. You're standing on your own. You put out an absolutely amazing issue that everyone's loving. I got my copy in the mail. I love it.
Thank
And you're
you.
doing a wonderful job. It's a beautiful magazine. But you
Thank you so much.
also do other stuff. You
Yes, I
have
do.
LLC. You do LLC
Yes, I
stuff.
do.
You help people with LLC, business stuff. Talk a little bit about that because I know that if someone wants to start a business, you will do a consultation, of course, for a fee because nothing is free, but, you will help them along with LLC and starting a business.
Exactly. That part of the business called UBM Business Consultants. We do LLC, a nonprofit incorporation. Now, nonprofit is one of the hardest process to do, but we do it. If you think about starting a
Mhm.
business or if you have an idea, this is the year, folks. This after what happened last year, 2020, 2021 is the year for people to say, you know what? I've been thinking about doing the business. It's time to do it. This is the time. There's a lot of things that's out there for small businesses. So, do your research. And if you think about starting a business, hit us up. You be in business consultant. I will take that dream and make it into a reality. That's what we do. We do that as well. You need then you be
And
in
that's
business
fabulous.
consultants. Thank you.
That's
Thank
really
you.
fabulous because you help people that, may not know where to start. And again, because they're comfortable with you, some people may know you, they feel comfortable and they trust you. So I
Yeah,
think that that's amazing that you also do that. And so if people are out there and they want to start businesses or need any kind of consulting, feel free to, touch base with Andrene and her information will be coming up. Now, you do unique blend model fashion week, which I love, and you do a special segment with the men. Talk a little bit about that segment because a lot of times when we go to fashion shows, you see the women, they're working it, but you have it where the men are working it, honey.
Yes. Yes, part of my, no offense, ladies, that's part of my favorite segment. It's called the Suits and Swag. A lot of, like you said, a lot of time men's are in the regular fashion show too, but they tend to get lost because there's so many women in the show that the one or two men is in there. So I wanted to give the ladies a show where it's nothing but eye candy. Whoa, Lord. All these gorgeous men of all ages and sizes and colors just coming down the runway. And I call it swag because it was a concept of the guys who used to wear their pants sagging and they thought that was swag. But I want to show men what real swag is. Real swag is that pants on the waistline, and just it's a personality, it's a feeling, it's a sense of confidence, it's a sexiness that just oozes. You can tell how do I describe that. I like that segment, but it gives
And
men.
everyone loves it. They love it.
Yes, and it gives men a platform all for themselves. This is their time to shine. This is their time to show the fashion industry what they do. So it's called Suits and Swag, and it is a part of the UBM Fashion Weekend. And I'm looking forward to 2022, getting it started again, and get it jumped out there. And guys, I'm coming for you, so get ready. I didn't forget you, Suits and Swag. We calling you.
All right. Well, I tell you, Miss Andrene does a fabulous show. It's wonderful because she has table settings. She has dinner if you want. If you buy a VIP table, you get a dinner, I think a free drink, something like that. But
Yeah.
it's really, really worth it. And the show starts on time. It's very professional. And she has numerous designers, and you can buy the garments if you see something you like. So this is
Yes.
one of the great things I love about the suit and swag. And it also highlights our men, which, as you said, sometimes we forget that, the men are there because most of the time it's fashion shows with women. So we
Exactly.
love that you produce that suit and swag.
Thank you.
Now, last but not least,
Mhm.
what advice can you give the people out there? I mean, you've had a nice
Mhm.
long career in the fashion industry. You teach, you produce a show, all of this. What advice can you give?
My advice to anyone is, first of all, ask yourself, what do you want to do? There's so many different areas, a segment to this fashion world. What do you want to be, a model? Do you want to be a producer? What do you want to do? Do you want to be an agent? Do you want to have a model management? Find out what you want to do, not because somebody else is doing it, because you want to do it. And once you decide that you want to do that particular job, research it. What does it entail for me to do this? What are the process? What do I need to get together? It's like creating your own business plan. And then once you create that, put it into action. Put it into action. Make sure your T's are crossed, I's dotted. Make sure you all your necessary paperwork, your contracts, right, mother?
That's right. That's right.
And then put it out there. Get a nice logo, create your social media pages, your website, and just put it in there and go into it 100%. And even when somebody can't see your vision, it's okay. As long as you see it, you would believe it. Because not everybody's going to be on board at first when you come in. So don't let that disappoint you. Don't let that distract you from your vision. I mean, sometimes they just need to actually see you manifested first. And once they see you manifested, then they come on board. But don't give up. Just go strong and just believe in yourself and have that confidence. You can do anything you want to do. The doors are there. If the doors is not open, kick it down, knock it down, or create your own.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think you're so right when you say, everybody might not see your vision because this is your dream. And this is what is important for people to understand. Sometimes you have stuff, people are not going to see it, but it's okay because it's your dream. So you continue to follow it. Don't even allow anyone to, distract you or detour you. Now, last
Exactly.
but not least, let's get to social media, how
Mhm.
people can contact you. If someone wants to take the training classes that you have, all of that stuff, or business consulting, social media, contact, email.
Yes, I'm gonna give all that, but guess what, Mom? We forgot though. I forgot to mention the one big thing that's happening. You want the drum roll?
Tell me, tell me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are renovating, revamping, transforming. Unit Blend Management is now called Unit Blend Models and Talent Management. And I'm so excited.
Excellent. Talk about it.
I am so excited. And I don't even know where to start because, like you said, and like you have been instilling in me over the years, I used to do things because this is my friend. My friend comes to me, they want to learn how to model. Okay. You know, this person come to me and I tell them that they're not suitable, but I will still train them. But there comes a time when you have to be focused. There come a time when you have to say no. There come a time when you have to know what you need to do to get to the next level. And the time is now. So I've realized that I have to make this company into what it can be, not what it used to be, but what it can be. And so that entails me having to revamp. So we did. Now we're looking for standard size models, size 0 to 4. We're going to have our plus size department too, and as well as a petite, but one step at a time. And then it's going to be models who I know have the ability to make $1. Models who I know I can book, models who I know I can get the job for, models who I know who's ready, willing, and able to work. The concept behind this is going to be so much different. We're coming in better, we're coming in stronger, and we mean business. I'm knocking down doors, model agency. I'm coming for you. I'm coming to work with you. We're looking for collaboration. Thank you to Junior Vibert of OG Modeling Agency. Right now, I'm working with him and his ladies. And by doing that, I have learned the process of what it takes to transform models into acting. So if you're a model who wants to get into acting, I can help you with that too. You name it. We do monologues, we do reels, I'm telling you, it's going to be, this is a place for you to be. We're going to help you with the knowledge and the skills you need to pursue a money-making opportunity. We are ready with the help of Fashion Mamas, always, who's always there. I thank you again. We are going to take this company way up there, beyond the clouds. So get ready, folks. Unique Blend Model and Talent Management is coming for you.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm so glad that you reminded me to mention that because, I had all the other stuff and I didn't want to leave that out because that's so important. So now it doesn't matter what size you are and whether or not you're a model or a talent. You do voiceover, you do this, you do that. Unique Blend Model and Talent can help you. Let's get that social media and contact information.
Yes, I'm on social media, Andrene Williams. I'm also Unique Blend Models. Unique Blend Models and Talent Management is also on there. Our website is uniqueblendmodels.com. Everything is on our website from top to bottom. All my 10 jobs is listed on our website. You could always find me, Andrene Williams, Unique Blend Models, Unique Blend Models and Talent. They're all on website. They're all on social media and they're all on Instagram, just by those names. And I'm looking forward for you reaching out to us. And I'm looking for us to work together to make your dream a reality.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it from the Queen Diva herself, the director, the Black Mae West, the
Yeah.
sophisticated and sexy Andrene Williams. Unique Blend Models and Talent. And don't forget to order your magazine. Absolutely fabulous. I'm Sophia Davis, Fashion Avenue News TV, where only the best will do, darling.